Hi, this is Kathy from Craft with Kathy. Thanks for joining me.
Look at these adorable tree cutouts from Couture. What a wonderful display they would make on a mantle, on an entryway shelf, on an entryway table. What a nice way to get everyone into the spirit of Christmas. I just love these. They're wood. They're painted on both sides, and they are just absolutely amazing. They're just absolutely beautiful. We're going to do a project tonight where we basically chalk on these surfaces. So I think I'm going to start with this little tree. I think it's pretty cute. I've already waxed this with a finishing paste, and there are a couple different patterns that you can actually chalk on them. I am going to use the Joyful Holiday patterns. There's 4 different transfers that come together here. We have stripes, some holiday words, some bows or pine bows, and snowflakes. And I'm going to use these 3 in the project that we're going to work on. And I think I'm going to start with actually the stripes. Looks nice and cheery, maybe a nice red stripe tree. Wouldn't that be kind of cute? Okay, I'm going to move this out of my way and get my fuzzing cloth because we need to, looking for a little bit more flat surface here, we need to fuzz our transfers before we use them. Our transfers are made out of vinyl and silkscreen, and they are reusable. They're adhesive backed, so it's a snap to use. Just peel them off the backing paper. We always want to pull the transfer top, bottom, left or right, never diagonally, because as it is like fabric with the silkscreen, we never want to pull on the diagonal or what would be the bias and stretch it out of shape. I mentioned that these transfers are reusable. With proper care, they can be used 8 to 10 times.
Actually, that's 8 to 12 times or more. Care is very easy. A cold water bath and a Clorox wipe is pretty much all it takes.
Now I'm fuzzing the transfer so that I make the adhesive side not quite as sticky, because we want it to adhere to the tree cutout, but I want it to also be able to easily peel it up when I'm done chalking it. And we're going to do this tree in candy apple red chalk paste. Now I'm just going to line up the transfer how I would want it. I think I'm going to have it right there, so I have it lined up exactly at the bottom so it's perfectly straight. And then I'm gently going to smooth over with my fingers to make sure that I don't have any air bubbles in here. And I want to be careful. I am not pressing this down on my surface, as my surface is a glass mat, and the transfers will stick to glass a little bit more strongly than they will to other surfaces. And when you can use transfers on glass, there's nothing wrong with doing that. You just want to make sure that you fuzz them quite a bit. This is my candy apple red paste, and I've had it setting out for a little bit with the cover off, getting prepped for this project, and my paste has thickened a little bit. So I want to put a spritz of distilled water in the paste, and I will stir that till I get the consistency. I just need something to stir with over here. The consistency of a yogurt. I have my multi-tool sitting in a water bath. Let me dry it off, and I could use it to stir up the chalk paste. actually had used my multi-tool to stir it and get ready, and as I was hesitating on what I wanted to actually do and what colors, I left it sitting here a little bit too long and it dried out. You can use distilled water to thin out your chalk paste. You still want it to be the consistency of yogurt. If your chalk paste gets too thin, if you've added too much water, just leave the cover off and it'll dry a bit so that you can get it to the correct consistency. Okay, our chalk paste a little goes a long way. I think I'm going to start actually at the very top and bring this on down. I'm just smoothing it gently. I want to make sure I get complete coverage. This is a little bit different because my squeegee's actually going off the edge because the cutout is a cutout after all.
In retrospect, I should have started this tree at the bottom where I had a largest surface. It just would have made it
Looks
easier.
like I got a little dry paste there from something. Get that off. And continue applying the paste. I think I'm putting a little bit extra on here, a little bit more than I normally use. Just because I want to make sure I get full coverage to the absolute corners of this tree. I'm going to wipe off any excess, put it back in the jar. And then I want to smooth over, making sure I don't have any lines, and remove. You can get that edge there. I just got the very tip of that little part of the tree, and remove any excess paste and any lines. Make sure I caught everything there. Right up to the tip of that tree. I'm going to put that chalk paste back in my container. Somewhere I lost the lid. And then I'm going to lift this. I always want to do top to bottom or left to right. Never pull your transfer in the diagonal. And actually I have a little edge here that I missed. Let me hit that with my multi-tool here. And I'm better off with the squeegee. There we go. How cute is that? I'm going to put the transfer in my little water bath. Oh. Whoops. Clumsy Kathy here. Okay. I'm going to set this aside to dry. And we'll be on to the next tree. Just as cleanup is real easy. Basically water and Clorox wipes. I'm just rinsing my hands in my little water bath that I have here. And then drying them with a paper towel. I think I want to use this garden herb for the next tree. Yeah, I have parakeet a little bit too bright, I think. I want more of a Christmas look to my tree. And which cutout should we go for? Let's go for the triangular. And I think we're going to use the words. Yeah, I think those would be nice. Once again, I need to fuzz the transfer. and get my multi tool to stir up that base. I have another one over here. This looks like it's a nice consistency. That's great. So I'm going to put my tree aside while I fuzz my transfer. You can see how fast you can complete a project with these wonderful tools. I lift half of the transfer at a time so I don't pull it all up and run the risk of it sticking to itself. If you ever do run into a transfer that is stuck to itself, put it in a cold water bath and let it sit a little bit, and then gently loosen it. Don't ever pry or force it because you don't want to stretch or distort the transfer. This seems a little bit more sticky than the last one. Oops, that's because I'm on the wrong side of my fuzzing cloth. There's a coarse side and there's a finer side, and the finer side is actually used more for cleaning boards. So let me remove this, flip it over. I should have realized it seemed like it was sticking a little bit too much. There we go. Let's fuzz from the appropriate side. Ah yes, this seems more normal. Okay. I want to make sure this is straight. This looks good. I'm going to smooth it down. Notice it doesn't come all the way up to the top. I'm going to come back and add some words to the top of my tree. Okay, this looks good. Spreading the chalk paste with a nice even pressure. Going off the edge a little bit there to make sure I have full coverage. Moving it up to catch the bottom. And I'm going to try not sticking my finger in it this time around. Okay, rotate this a bit, and look at this, I have a way of holding on to my tree. Come back over here, make sure I've covered the silk screen everywhere. Remove, oops, right off the bottom. Remove any lines. Smooth it out. Remove excess paste. And return it to the jar. I'm going to lift this up from the bottom. How cute is that? Now, I have a little dilemma because I'd like to add some words to the rest of the tree. So I'm going to use this little edge that I have right here. But I want to make sure that I don't put it over the words that I've already chalked. So let me do a little bit of fine tuning here. I'm going to hold this up. I'm not going to put it all the way down. And I'm just going to come in here with my squeegee and get the very top of the tree. And I'm going to lift it up. Isn't that cute? Oh, I love the way we have joy right in the middle. Again, I need to clean my fingers for a minute. Always a good idea to have a nice roll of paper towels by you as you're chalking. Let me move this out of the way to dry. I need a good place to put it. There we go. Sorry, off camera a bit. Okay, now, this is the largest of the cutout trees, and this is so cool. I know already I want to do this in silver shimmer. There wasn't any doubt in my mind as soon as I saw this. So let me put my multi-tool in the water bath, close up some of my chalks here, clean up a little bit. Oops, lost my red lid. Let's get this out of the way. Now I already used my shimmer paste, my silver shimmer paste earlier today, so that I know it's the appropriate consistency. So all I need to do is fuzz my transfer. And for this one, I'm going to use the snowflakes from the set. Peel it off the transfer, backer, and just like the other ones, oops, I need to fuzz. Can you see a nice little parade of these trees across your mantle? Wouldn't that just put everybody in the holiday spirit? Ooh, and I bet somebody can get creative and use some fairy lights. And I'm going to do the same like I did with the words on this one, because it doesn't fit all the way up. I will come back. Oh wait, maybe I'll do it this way. Center it right up at the top there. And then I'll, oops, come back with the sides. No, which way do I want to do it? I'm going to do it at the bottom. And then come back. I might actually have to wash this transfer before I add the rest of the transfer for the top that I'm missing, because it looks like a little bit larger of an area to cover. So, and I want to move this down just a hair because I want to get the trunk. There we go. I think that works really good. Okay, smooth it out. Oh, this is going to be beautiful in silver shimmer paste. Our shimmer pastes come in silver, gold, copper, and now red. Having a little bit of a problem catching the edges here because I actually go off the board and I don't want to do that. Okay. What a pretty tree this is going to make. White and silver. And get that little tiny snowflake on the end. Okay, I think, nope, that's still some more of the tree. Let me catch all of the tree. There we go. So, a little bit hard, a little difficult to clean up the edges here when you're off the board because I have nothing hard that I'm pressing against. I just want to make sure that I get all the lines out and then I get all of the silk screen covered with chalk paste. I had a little bit was missing on the bottom and I've just kind of scooped that up. Oops. And I just scraped that off inadvertently. Let's get that back so we could put that in the jar. I think that looks like pretty good coverage. Then I'm going to lift from the bottom. Oh, is that pretty? Okay. I'm going to rinse this very quickly, clean it as this dries, and then come back and finish the top with the rest of the snowflakes. Let me clean the snowflake transfer. Just rinsing it in my little water bath where I have the other two transfers also. I never like to leave my transfers in a water bath for more than a half hour. You want to get as much chalk paste off as you can, but you don't want to let the transfer sit because it is, after all, adhesive backed and you don't want to lessen the adhesive. Okay, let me get the tree, put it someplace to dry, and I'll come back and finish it up. And let me remove that snowflake transfer here. Yeah, I probably needed a little bit more water in my water bath. I didn't get it all off. But the majority of the chalk off. Now, I want to use a Clorox wipe to clean off the rest. And I generally use a circular motion, wiping off the heaviest stuff first. Some paste will stain your transfer. It depends if they're highly pigmented, you have more of a chance of them staining the transfer, but that actually does not affect its usability at all. If you don't like the look of a stained transfer, you can use a board eraser dipped in water. This is a board eraser that I've cut into pie shapes. It helps me get in the nook and crannies here, and I could clean the excess paste off the transfer. You can tell the board erasers work really, really well at this. So if you don't want them stained, just use the board eraser to remove the pigment. Occasionally you'll find something maybe like a red or a dark green or a black that it doesn't quite get it all off, but like I said, it does not impact the usability whatsoever. Then I'm going to turn this transfer over. Now there's water behind it or water underneath it, that's why it hasn't stuck. And now I'm going to clean the back, and when we clean the back, obviously we want to remove any chalk paste. But we also want to remove the lint that we applied so that this wasn't quite as sticky. Whoops. Take your time. This is really such a great craft. Things go so quickly. You could do so much in so little time. Then you want to take your transfer and sticky side up, set it someplace flat to dry. Ideally, a cookie rack, or cooling rack works perfectly. Let me clean my surface off a little bit here. And then we'll take a quick look at our 3 trees. I'm going to need to wait until the snowflake transfer dries to come back and add the rest of the remainder of the snowflakes to the top of my largest tree. To finish it off. I suppose I probably could have tried it, but I didn't want to take any chance of smearing what I'd already chalked. No throwing caution to the wind on this one. Aren't these adorable? Don't they just put you in the holiday spirit? If you've enjoyed this video and would like to see more, please come and add me below and I will add you to my chalk VIP group. If you think you might like a nice little bundle of joy showing up on your doorstep every month and would like to join Club Couture for only $19.99 a month, you receive an exclusive Chalk Couture transfer and paste to create a project, along with the full instructions. Remember, the transfer is reusable, so after you've made your first project, you could use it on other things. We also have a line of inks that allow you to use our transfers on fabric and ceramics. All they need to be is heat set afterwards. So we want to use chalk when we're using a hard surface that's not really absorbable, where it would be absorbed, and inks on something like fabric where it would draw in the ink, or on ceramic that we want something to be food safe. If you would like to know more about the Chalk Couture opportunity, please comment join below and I will send you a link to a video that talks about how to make money beautifully. Thank you so much for watching this evening. I truly appreciate it. If you would be kind enough to share this video with your friends, I think that would be absolutely wonderful. If you have any questions or comments, please do comment. I will respond. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful life.